Tucker Carlson recently said that he's believed for decades that the US Israel relationship was unhealthy, but the Iran war forced him to speak out. Do you think that's a legitimate concern or a complete misunderstanding Israel's role?
Well, he's misunderstanding it, but he's very intelligent. I knew him very well. So it has to be a deliberate distortion, because if you're empirical and you say that the last 7 presidents had all said that it would be intolerable if Iran had nuclear capacity, I think Israel and the United States destroyed this myth of invincibility and showed it to be hollow, and humiliated this country and did it at very little loss. The whole establishment was just dumbfounded. What happened? Well, the Iran deal, they're trying to say now the Iran deal could come back, and they're just mystified, and they're just saying the most ridiculous thing. They're winning. It's absurd. It's the most asymmetrical situation we've ever experienced. And when Tucker says, well, they're surviving, well, they're confusing survival with defeat. The only reason that that regime is in existence is that Israel and the United States have decided they do not want to send ground troops into Iran and march on Tehran and throw these people out of power, and then do in Iraq or in Afghanistan and sit there and be targets of pot shots while they try to work with a new government. They said, no, we're going to fight this war according to Western standards of firepower and air power. And we're not going to be able necessarily to determine the type of government, or when this regime falls, the type of government that would replace it. But we're going to make sure that we're going to so humiliate and destroy their ability to make war that we will sow the ground or sow the field that there can be a cultivated change. Somebody can do this later. But that's not our primary intention. That's our desire. And so everybody said, well, they're still there and they've got boats. But if anybody looks at and dissects the situation and looks at the exact status of their Navy, their air defenses, their Air Force, their command, they can see that they've suffered a defeat of catastrophic proportions. 50-year investment, 47-year investment, probably $500 billion in military arsenals and infrastructure. The military industrial nuclear complex is flattened. And it's not over, because if they continue to try to send boats out into the Gulf, I'm sure that, or they continue to threaten Israel or the Gulf states with more missiles, I'm sure that Trump will be forced, or he'll have to act. And the next time they act, I have a feeling that it's going to be more catastrophic for Iran, even in the first cycle.